I want to just take a moment, in case we share this more widely, to kind of introduce ourselves and the topic. And I'll start with the topic. As I'm seeing this, this is at some level a conversation about living and learning systems, or living systems and how they learn. And at some level, there's a, as you had touched on just now, this notion of fluid boundaries of self. And the reason I'm pulling Casey McPherson, who is a musician and um, I don't know how to describe you, Casey, but I think of you as just
Me
this
either.
wonderful human who uses art to explore some really interesting and deep issues of separation and connection and humanity and all of the above. So I wanted to connect Casey and Nora Bateson, who is a filmmaker and author, whose work focuses on, if I were to simplify, living systems and how they operate, how they function, and specifically how they are learning systems. And I'm Matthew Schutte. I work on this stuff as well, with a specific focus at the moment on technology, trying to change the way that the internet works so that humans can do social coordination in ways that are actually better at learning, in ways that more closely mimic these patterns that we see in natural living systems. And I work on a project called Holochain right now related to that. So that's kind of for folks at home and now scene, kind of moment. I did jot down some notes about things to talk about in case we ran out of things to talk about. But I'd like to sort of, Casey, ask you to just set up the scene for where we are right now in your career and what the project is that you're starting into, because that was one of the prompts that led me to go, ooh, let's have these humans talk.
Ooh, that's fun. Well, so for me, I've been in a traditional kind of band label, musician, rock and roll guy for I guess half my life now. And what I kept feeling was this kind of central focus on a figure, so that the whole business was built around building up a person, with it doesn't really matter what the person was talking about or singing about. It was a mixture of how the music made you feel, and then whether or not you wanted to kind of follow or this person with or without a path or vision, and hi. And it felt like there was no journey in it other than around money and fame. And so it's like, once I adopt I need success, I need money, I need fame. So that's what I'm telling all my fans and all the people that listen to music. So it's kind of this, like I was reading on your website, Nora, about systems. And it's so I was continuing and creating a system, a belief system, that these things are really important, and we make art in order to get these things. And so kind of a cycle of a little bit of kind of there's no end to that kind of cycle, or at least we know that there's very little fulfillment in a lot of that. So I ventured into a kind of membership program where I would give people once a month I would dive into a topic and film it, and then write a song around it. And I would let that topic kind of hit me, whether it was, a person that was getting deported when all of those kinds of laws were starting to get in place that I just kind of ran into. And so I started the process around that, or whether it was someone that was dealing with Parkinson's, and so would fly out to Florida, spend a day with her, and then write a song with her. And what it started showing me was, I was lucky to have fans to help kind of support the project so that it could, I didn't go broke doing it, But what it started showing me was that music and film um, could actually be tools of, I guess what I was so attracted to is tools of exploring our humanity. And it feels like right now that we're on this precipice of a choice, whether we as human beings want to kind of move into the next step of our evolution mentally, where we are kind of letting go of some of these, I mean, I would almost say kind of barbaric kind of cycles that we've adopted in terms of uh, my way or the highway, and fear of others, our seclusion and loneliness because of this fear. And so I feel like for me, my next step in my career, I've started a new project called McPherson, that I want to explore that with 360 film and a record, and explore kind of what it means to be human, but how do we get from kind of this childlike uh, wonder of kind of being okay with every single moment that we're faced, that we're in, and kind of immersing ourselves in it, to this place where we're distracted and lonely and cut off, and needing more and more and more and more all the time, and never being really fulfilled. And how do we kind of get to the place as adults into this kind of place of understanding? And so that's, I'm not sure yet, but this record, I signed this deal with Brigadoon Records out from Universal, and this next year is going to be kind of creating and putting this out. So for me, it's kind of a journey and an exploration. And Nora, what I've read about you is just like, wow, there's someone that's been really researching all of this kind of stuff for a while now. So very, very excited to talk to you and hear your thoughts.